Hey, what's up, everybody? Mike from the DLP, the Deathlog podcast, and welcome to another episode 2 of the DLP 2025. So today we are going to just do probably just a little bit of a Raw review. So today I was actually supposed to have my co-host on the channel today, Tito, but unfortunately stuff came up with him needing to do some vehicle repairs. So Tito, shout out to you, man. And hopefully everything gets situated and that you have a safe trip with your family the next couple of days. So anyways, guys, and maybe I should invite Mill Hustles in. I'm not 100% sure, but if he sees this, he can ask for a link, I guess. Let me see if I can actually send him a link really quick before we continue on here. I guess I'll send him a link just for the heck of it. And then we'll go from there. See if he's available. I don't know if he's working. I did message him, but anyways, welcome, guys. If you're not familiar with the channel, we talk about wrestling and we talk about more wrestling. So again, this channel is just dedicated to my my wrestling fandom. I've been watching wrestling since I was about 8 years old, and I'm 38 now. So you can say that I've been a lifelong fan. And there's been kind of times where I take breaks off and on. But anyways, if you're new to the channel, smash that like button and please give us a follow, man. I want to see if we can get to at least 100 subs by July. We're, I think, at about 65 subscribers right now. And I wanted to try something new, by the way. I wanted to get on here and do portrait or whatever, portrait mode. As you can see here, it is kind of like vertical, kind of like TikTok style a little bit, right? See what happens, see what we can get into. I do apologize if I move in the background and you see a little bit of weirdness. It's because I don't have a green screen, but it does allow me to use virtual background. So I prefer using the virtual background just because my actual background is not very nice. But anyways, hopefully you guys are all doing good. Let me see how this looks. Hold on. If I already turn on chat overlay, can I turn on chat overlay? Oh, I can. Okay, we'll go ahead and turn on chat overlay. That's from earlier. So anyways, definitely want to get into the Raw review of this week, guys. Hopefully everyone's doing good. Again, like I said, it looks like we have one viewer at least. So if you guys can, smash that like button, get the algorithm going on here, and then let's go. So we are going to talk about Monday Night Raw, guys, and Penta's debut. I think this week that is the big news and story happening so far this week, which is again Penta OM or Pentagon Junior or Penta Cero Miedo. Cero Miedo. Looks like I don't know how we jumped to 28 viewers, but anyways, guys, if you guys are joining in, please smash that like button. Again, I think probably because YouTube has like this thing now where it jumps it. But anyways, let's get into the Raw review, guys. If you guys are wrestling fans, stay in, say hi, let me know what you guys thought about Monday Night Raw. Let's get into it, though. We are going to talk about wrestling today, so let's take a look. Again, I am going to bring this up here. So again, guys, Raw review from January 13th. Again, guys, typical. I feel like now that they transitioned to Monday Night Raw on Netflix, it is getting a little not stellar. I mean, we are seeing new things from Netflix, and we are seeing different I guess shots on WWE Raw, but it does just feel like WWE Raw, but now they just added drone. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and start it off, right? So the show did start off with CM Punk addressing the WWE Universe. So CM Punk did announce that he will be on he will be putting his name into the Royal Rumble. So if you guys are wrestling fans joining in, smash that like button. I would really appreciate it. But anyways, CM Punk is joining the Royal Rumble, and there already are a few other names listed in there, right? So you have guys like Roman Reigns. You guys have, I believe Jey Uso announced himself in the Rumble as well. Obviously, guys like Drew McIntyre most likely will be in the Rumble. Seth Rollins as well. So basically, the show just starts off, with CM Punk, addressing the WWE Universe, the crowd. He's there. Seth Rollins unfortunately interrupts, right? Where he was just like, yeah, the shit between me and Rollins is done. So now I'm going to have to, put my name out there because I do want to main event, WrestleMania this year, and he even called out John Cena's name. So again, him and John Cena have a lot of history, so I'm definitely interested to see. Basically, I'm just interested to see like what's going to happen in the Rumble this year. That's going to be very interesting and intriguing. Hold on, let's see if I can watch my video live. Let's see how this looks. Okay, it does look a little bit weird in vertical format, but hey, appreciate it, guys. It looks like we still have about 8 or 9 people watching, so if you guys can smash that like button, if not, it's all good. Anyways, at least we're getting some viewership here, right? So anyways, guys, going back, right, CM Punk gets interrupted by Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, you know, kind of just, you know, him and Seth Rollins have a history, right? They're going back and forth, typical, you know, jabbing at each other. And then Drew McIntyre comes out, right? Drew McIntyre has been kind of like the catalyst for WWE over the last year, as far as like kind of like calling people out and you know, obviously him and Punk had the feud of the year last year. After WrestleMania, him and Punk got involved. Once Punk came back from injury, they put on some banger matches. And then it finished, right? Hell in a Cell happened. Punk, you know, did his job kicking the crap out of Drew McIntyre, and it kind of just finished, right? And now you're asking yourself, well, what's going on with that? What's happening with you know, with Drew McIntyre? Well, it's been interesting because I feel like Drew McIntyre is also trying to get into the let's see, current girl only. Why are you filming yourself? Aren't you? I have no clue what this guy's saying over here. Okay, anyways, basically, again, like I said, Drew McIntyre, the catalyst. You know, I feel like he's trying to get into people's heads now, right? So far, you know, it seems like him and Kevin Owens are in kind of cahoots with each other, and now, you know, now he's trying to get into Seth Rollins's ear. You know, he did. What the? Do we have a special guest here? Hold on, let's take a look here. I don't know. Okay, let's see if this is a real thing or not. Let's see. Hello. Can you hear me?
What it do?
Oh, damn, we have a special guest in the house. Gil Heyman, aka Mill Hustles. How's it going? Can you hear me okay?
I'm chilling, brother. What's going on?
Not much, man. Just going over the Raw review. Again, Tito was supposed to join in. Unfortunately, stuff did come up for him. He had some car issues that he had to take care of. So, yeah, man, we are just here going over the Raw review. I was about to get into the Penta debut, but I am going over the intro segment with Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Drew McIntyre. What are your thoughts on that?
Those guys are no match for CM Punk on the mic. Even if they're let fully loose, I'm sorry. Yeah. CM Punk just eats them. CM Punk is like Eminem when it comes to the promos. Like, you can talk against them, you know, as hard as you want. You're not going to win. Yeah,
I agree. It's definitely it's been fun watching him the last couple of years, even when he was in AEW, when he was like, you know, shooting promos with guys like MJF, guys that could actually shoot a promo back at him, right? But it's been interesting seeing him in WWE just because, again, he does a very good job at making everybody look bad. And, you know, a lot of people everyone that he's kind of had a feud with since he came back always throw the same shit in his face saying, well, you left and this and that, and you were working for the other company. Like, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Like, he was, you know, he's like I said, he's not here to make friends. He's here to make money. You know what I mean?
And those people that throw that in his face, if that other company offered them the money they offered Punk, they would take it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's a lot of, you can buy a lot of elote with that.
Yep, you could buy a lot of, and you can buy a lot of something else with that also, but we'll try to keep this PG over here. But yeah, man, I am trying a new vertical format for this just because at one point I had like 30 people watching, and then it just literally dropped down to like 2 to 3 viewers again. That's all right though. But yeah, appreciate you joining in, man. How are you doing?
Man, just working, you know, same old.
Happy New Year, by the way. Yes, same here, man. I'm working 6 days this week, not including my gig work, not including my YouTube stuff that I'm posting up. So, you know, I'm trying to keep busy this year also.
There you go. That's all you can do.
Sir. Second video. So again, I don't know if I mentioned this to you or not. I did kind of rebrand the channel a little bit, but not really. But this is just basically calling it the DLP. As far as like episodes go, the DLP episode number 2.
Okay.
You still there? Okay, sorry about that. Making sure. Making sure you're still there, boss. But anyways, yeah. So DLP episode 2, Deathlock podcast, and then I usually give like a title after that. So DLP episode 2, and again Monday Night Raw review, Penta's big debut. So, anyways, going back to the CM Punk Rollins Drew McIntyre thing, I still am enjoying Drew McIntyre as far as him being like a guy that's getting in people's ears and trying to really change the minds of certain wrestlers. He's getting in, again, Kevin Owens' ears, even though Kevin Owens has already been beefing with the Bloodline, right? Drew, it seems like Drew McIntyre is kind of going back to that angle and kind of, saying like, oh, Bloodline fucked me over a couple of years ago, so now I'm gonna, make them miserable. And then again, now Seth Rollins is there, and during that promo, again, he was basically calling out Rollins, saying like, hey, basically just telling him like, hey, you're not better than any of us here, blah 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 blah. Like, I'm disappointed in you, shit like that, right? Because again, like he's not practicing what he's preaching, basically. He's saying one thing and then doing another, right? He's still trying to play a face when in reality we know where it's headed, right? We know that to some degree Seth Rollins is going to turn heel and he is going to become the bad guy, right? And that's one thing that I've always enjoyed about Seth Rollins is I think he's much better at being a heel than a face, man. What do you think about that?
Seth Rollins?
Yeah.
Oh man, I've been so disinterested in him for so long I couldn't even answer that question.
Oh god. Yeah, so I mean, it really just depends on who you're asking, I guess. So obviously, Mill Hustle's not a Seth Rollins fan in this case, right? But in any case, I did enjoy when he was a heel, especially when he first won his first world title reign and everything like that, and when he was the Monday Night Messiah, this and that. Of course, he's been doing a lot over the last 10 years in the company, right? Multiple world championships, different, basically holding every major title that you can hold, right? But anyways, some people, it's just not their cup of tea. It's not their cup of tea.
I have not been a fan of his in a long time.
Yeah.
I'm not ability. Wrestled pretty good. His promos are bad if he's matched up against the right person, but
yeah,
I don't know. Like his psychology is like really bad to me. I don't get his character. Like just somebody cackling like the Joker, dressing weird like a bad Batman villain.
Yeah,
I don't understand what the purpose of the gimmick is. Is he supposed to be like some kind of crazy preacher or something? I know he's an atheist, but I just don't know what to. I'm confused.
I mean, again, no clue, right? His gimmick has definitely changed over the last couple of years. The outfit's also very flamboyant, right, so to speak, when it comes to him and what he's been doing out there, obviously. So I don't know, man. I mean, like I said, it's he's not everyone's cup of tea. Obviously, he won't be. And like you said earlier, like CM Punk basically makes everybody look bad on the microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, let's go forward again. That really didn't really lead to much other than everyone basically saying, "Oh, we're in the Royal Rumble." We didn't get to really, as far as that goes, I don't recall seeing any like fucking fighting or anything like that. Were they fighting? I don't know. Did you watch Raw?
I did.
Yeah, did you watch Raw? So it really wasn't super. Like it was just one of those promos where everyone's like, "Oh, we're in the Rumble," and Drew McIntyre trying to make everybody look bad, basically.
It's hilarious how everybody who joins the Rumble says that, like when they get to do a promo, they all say, "Oh, I'm gonna win the Rumble. I'm gonna win the Rumble." When I win the Rumble, I would love to hear a wrestler say, "Hey, I'm glad to be. This is my first Rumble or my 13th Rumble, and I'm gonna try to win. I don't know if I'm gonna win."
Yeah,
like if they told you, Mike, let's go. You're in the Royal Rumble 2025. Are you gonna say, "Yeah, I'm gonna win the Rumble and take the belt back to HEB"?
Definitely, of course. You already know. Yeah, well, it's understandable. I mean, but yeah, I mean, I feel like like they're really gonna only name like a few. Probably, I feel like they're gonna name only about 10 people that are actually going to be confirmed for the Rumble, and then everybody else is just going to be a mystery, right? But I kind of enjoy the mystery aspect of the Rumble. Like, I really don't care when they start announcing, like, hey, like this person's going to be in the Rumble. Like, make it fucking a surprise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, let's move on.
Yeah,
Next.
I mean, speaking
Okay.
of surprises, we got to talk about, you know, the surprise that was ruined the day earlier in the day. Excuse me.
You want to mention that?
Yeah, we're talking about Penta.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if that's what you mean. Okay, I thought you were mentioning something else like Vince McMahon or something like that, like the allegations and this and that. But I'm like, okay, well, okay. So yeah, the next segment, basically, let's move on to the next segment. We got we have Chad Gable versus mystery opponent, right? They made it very obvious who it was. I mean, even Triple H in an interview said, "Oh, I think you know who it is, right?" And even Monday morning, they started releasing products, right? T-shirts, masks, whatever you want to call it, memorabilia of Penta. So again, Pentagon Junior, Pentagon Dark, Penta OM from AEW, for Lucha Underground, obviously. So he finally makes his debut against Chad Gable.
Pentagram.
Pentagram,
Panties on.
Panties on. I forgot what his independent name was. I think he came down here one time.
Junior. I mean, Pentagram.
Pentagram Junior.
Pentagon Dark. Penta L0M.
Yeah.
You know why he started going by that, right? Penta L0M because of a trademark issue with AAA.
Oh shit! Yeah. Yeah, I bet. I mean, I'm pretty sure all of these companies, even AEW, probably has some sort of some trademarking or whatever against the Penta OM character or whatever. So now WWE just calls them Penta. That's it. Penta.
Yep. Jim Cornette calls him Penthouse.
Penthouse. Jimmy Cornette.
You know what, man? I have a story about Pentagon, and I was not involved in it, but
okay.
It was told to me. So this company, a friend of mine, the MK Bandit, who's a wrestling manager, he was trying to get Pentagon booked. Mm-hmm. He's a friend of Pentagon.
Okay.
And he was trying to get him booked in California, and AAA kept giving them an issue about the name going on the poster.
Okay.
And also the fee. They kept changing the booking fee. So they ended up faxing a picture of someone outlined a middle finger on a piece of paper, and they faxed it to AAA.
Oh shit! Well, that sounds just like drama all the way around.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Jesus, well,
they were being a real pain in the ass. So they sent them a middle finger.
Hey, it is what it is, I guess. I mean, but I can understand like the promotional side of that also.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
they were just trying to strong arm them, and
right.
Nope, they picked the wrong people.
But anyways, going back to Penta's big mystery debut, right? I don't know. What are your thoughts? What did you think about it? What did you think about his entrance? First of all,
it was cool, man.
Yeah.
He looked a little nervous because he's finally made it to the grandest stage.
Oh yeah.
But like we talked about in the chat a little bit, his timing was a little bit off. I don't think he had a lot of time to prepare since the guy was getting booked. He's always got bookings.
Uh-huh.
The match had a few mishaps and stuff. I heard people saying that they were upset that the match went for too long, which I don't believe. I believe that they got the right amount of time because he is kind of a big deal. But I enjoyed it, man. I was glad to see him there.
Yeah, when they're hyping somebody up over the last month, right, with the vignette videos, and then
how long? It's my bad to cut you off. When did those vignettes start?
I want to say like at the beginning of December, man, or like maybe midway through December. That's when we started seeing like those little vignettes, basically. I
don't ever remember seeing them.
Yeah, basically since the last WWE pay-per-view, that's when they started like showing them. But yeah, they did start showing them. They started showing them in like little 30-second clips here and there, and then they finally would get longer towards the end. But I mean, we weren't really shocked. I mean, basically the vignettes gave it away. Also, first of all, I really enjoyed his entrance. Right, I did love like the flame thing in the background that like made it look real badass. from his intro. And I don't know if anyone else saw this or got it right, but his outfit is kind of like paying tribute to La Parka.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, I've seen a lot of how do you say, pictures and photos, and yeah, basically like it's a little bit of a tribute to La Parka, because it's kind of like a skeleton, basically, like the way La Parka would dress up. So I mean, definitely that was pretty cool. But yeah, going back to the match, man. I mean, first of all, I think Chad Gable was a very good selection for his first opponent, right? Because Chad Gable was like one of those type of guys that can really adjust his style if necessary. In the ring when it comes to newcomers, right? Especially guys like Penta, who maybe isn't very well like antiquated with the the WWE style, right? I'm sure maybe Penta had maybe a couple weeks of maybe getting the ring rust out, maybe, even though you said he had booking, like I don't know, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think like
yeah.
I have never been in I've never stepped foot in a WWE ring, but I know based off the little training that I've had that a difference in size will throw you off at first.
Oh yeah.
And then we don't know also, if he was at 3 or 4 different shows, and then they had 3 or 4 different ring sizes. I mean, ring sizes are generally the same size. I think it's 18 by 18 if I'm not mistaken, but sometimes it could be 20 by 20 or whatever, dude.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, you could tell though, because I was like thinking to myself, like, wow, there's like, is it the camera angle or does Penta look smaller also, right? Because in AEW he looked a little bit bigger. But like you said, it could be due to the fact that the ring might have a size difference, right? So I don't know. I don't
Penta,
know, man, honestly.
You got to also remember that, a lot of. I'll give you a great example. When the Radicals, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko, and Saturn all jumped to the WWF in early 2000.
Yeah.
I did not like. I remember watching those guys on WCW TV all the time. When I saw them on the WWF, I'm like, my God, these guys are tiny.
Oh yeah.
I was like, they made them look bigger than they actually were. I mean, in Lucha Underground, you look at somebody like Pentagon, and it's like he's probably 5'10", 5'11". Yeah. It's all deceiving, bro. The many wrestlers that I have met are smaller than me or not much bigger than me. Like when I met Abyss from TNA, now in WWE, he was maybe an inch or two taller than me. And I expected him to tower over me, and that was not the case.
Yeah, I mean, well, you're first of all, let's not take away from your size either. You're a pretty tall guy yourself.
Yeah, I'm 6'1".
So 6'1". I mean, I think you're above average as far as like the height goes when it comes to a lot of
in wrestling. I'm 6'4". I'm 6'4" in wrestling.
There you go. The boots add like 3 inches. I'm about 5'9".
So you're a 6'2" in wrestling.
6'2" in wrestling. Anyway, yeah, I can understand that, but
that's what I'm going to start saying. In real life, I'm 6'1". In wrestling, I'm 6'4".
Sheesh. Anyways, that's crazy. But yeah, going back, I mean, putting him next to Chad Gable. Chad Gable also, definitely not big, super big in person either. I mean, I've actually stood next to him. He's kind of short in real life as well. But obviously, he's had many years of training, and his physique is a little bit bigger than it's better than most, right? But anyways, going back to that, I thought the match overall was it was a good first match for him. I'm really hoping to see what's going to happen with that. I kind of feel like they're just going to throw him in the mid card at first. I hope that they don't really try to put him in any type of tag team. I mean, he is there, right? We might not see his brother there for like the foreseeable future. So I would just love to see a very good singles run with him.
Oh man, I feel so bad for Ray Phoenix, and I don't know Ray Phoenix that much. Like I know Pentagon, as far as like I'm not meeting them. I just mean like being watching them.
Yeah,
and I feel really bad for him. But at the same time, it's like, bro, like you're staying at home, you're finishing out your contract, and you're getting paid. It's not too bad. I'm sorry. We just us as wrestling. When we look as wrestling fans, I don't think we really understand But I think with these guys really like wrestling. They really like to wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of Mark-ish. You know, like we'll get to the Corey Graves situation in a little bit.
Oh yeah,
Just
that's
to compare it. But
yeah.
you know, it's like, I mean, at least you're staying home. Like me, if I was told, hey, we're having problems with you, Mill, we're sending you home for the last 6 months of your contract, you'll be paid, and then you can go do whatever you want. Oh my goodness.
All right. See you guys later. I'll start my YouTube business or something, or my eBay business or something like that.
Yeah, after I sleep in my first 2 or 3 weeks.
Right.
And decompress.
Well, hopefully, you know, he's just taking advantage of wrestling and training, right? Making sure that he's still in shape. You know, that way when he does move over, because we know he's going to move over. It's like, it's not a matter of if, it's when, right? Whenever his contract goes up, right? And or TK decides to let him go.
Or he could pull a speedball Mike Bailey and have this buzz in TNA, and then like, is he going to AEW? Is he going to WWE? Is he going to Japan? No, he's going to MLW.
Troll everybody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember a lot of people were making mention of that, and I'm like, okay, first of all, like, not to play dumb, right? But I'm like, who the hell's Speedball Mike Bailey or whatever the fuck his name is? Mike Daly. One of my buddies was like sending me articles and stuff about it. I'm like, I don't know who that is, man. Like, like, I mean, I don't follow TNA, you know, to know that. So, you know, not to no disrespect, right, to who he is and what he's done in the business, but I'm just like, I don't know who that is. You know, a lot of people were like, oh yeah, he's coming. They're probably gonna send him to NXT, or you know, maybe you know he might end up on the main roster of WWE, but nothing. Oh, it looks like Mill Hustle's got out. We'll see what happens there. I'll add him back in once he's able to jump back in, though. But anyways, guys, going back to it, right? The Penta debut. Here we go. There you go. What happened there? Hello.
Yeah, I had a phone call.
Oh, okay.
That's all right. So.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I was gonna say,
back to what you were saying about Mike Bailey.
Yeah, no, basically just like, I don't know who he was. I don't know. I've never seen a wrestling match from that guy. So to me, it's like nothing, right? Like I feel like even though I watch a lot of wrestling, I'm still more of a casual fan because I don't deep dive into like other promotions like New Japan or, you know, even TNA, even though TNA is local here in the US. I just don't follow it, right? Maybe if you hear some buzzing right between NXT and TNA, I might try to take interest in it. But other than that, I don't really invest my time in watching the show or trying to look for clips of the show.
I'd watch an episode if you can, man, because you know, I watched one recently and it's a lot better than AEW. I'll tell you that.
Well, I follow them on YouTube. So every now and then when it comes to the ex WWE people being on the show, I'll go ahead and like watch the clips, you know, just to see it and just to see like how different it is, like their wrestling styles, how they change and whatnot. So you know, I'm not saying it's bad. Like I might actually go to a TNA show next week because next week is Saturday night's main event for me on next Saturday, the 25th. And they'll be TNA is actually going to be in San Antonio shooting a pre-tape show on Friday, the night before. So I'll be in town already. So one of my buddies actually wants to go to the show. I told him, well, if you end up going, let me know. I'll give you the money to buy me like a ticket. And if I can go, I'll go. But if not, then, you know, you can give the ticket away or whatever. They're like $20 seats, you know?
Well, Mike Bailey, like he kind of looks like an 80s wrestler. You know, he got the bad mullet. He wears the teeth guards that Kurt Angle did, the all white ones.
What the heck? Hold on 1 second. If I can go, I'll go. But if not, then, you know, I'll just give the ticket away. What the heck? Okay, sorry. I'm getting like the replay of the show over here on my phone. All right, still here. Are you still there?
Yeah.
All right, sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, if I end up going, I'll go. I'll probably send you some pics if I end up going. I forget where they're hosting the show, but it's like a smaller venue, obviously. And it'll be pretty cool because like maybe we'll see some of those TNA talents like at Saturday Night Main Event. You know, I'd be interested to see.
I'm gonna come right back. Okay, I got an important call.
Yeah, go for it, bud. Okay, so while he's taking care of that phone call, guys, we are going to be talking about again. I'll give you guys my opinion on Penta and the match and what happened. So first of all, there was a couple spots in the match where it was kind of iffy, right? And Mill Hustles did talk about this, right? That at the beginning of the match, Penta actually had like, it seemed like he was trying to get his footing, if that makes any sense, right? It's like putting your feet into a pair of roller skates and not skating for like, you know, for not just not skating, right? For 5 years. Let's say you skated when you were a kid and then, you know, you don't touch it until you're an early adult. Something to that extent, right? I was just telling myself like, why like this looks vaguely odd, but it's because like in AEW, like his matches were just like 100 miles an hour, right? You know, him and his brother in those tag matches, and even in his singles matches, right? It basically like they were like high spot angle matches, right? And WWE is completely opposite when it comes to high spot angles, right? They might save those high spot angle matches for like PLEs, pay-per-views, whatever you want to call them. But like in a regular WWE match, you don't really see a lot of that, right? But again, like it's like you kind of noticed that he had to slow it down a little bit because he just wasn't used to it. There was a couple spots where it looked like, you know, there were a couple little botches here and there, you know, like I said, when he was trying to, you know, do something to Chad Gable, like move wise. And like I said, it seemed like he was just trying to get his footing. But after like the first like 7-8 minutes of the match, you know, you can tell he finally, you know, got comfortable. And like Mill Hustles was saying, maybe he was a little bit nervous, right? Because obviously, you know, he's not used to seeing a sold out crowd or a half empty arena like that. You know, in this case, right, AEW, you know, they have their shows in, you know, basketball arenas, and they only get to fill maybe like a third of the arena, which is very sad. But anyways, definitely a good match. You know, I definitely expect to see like a lot more good things for him in the company. But like I said, I you know, I have a feeling that they are gonna maybe stick him in the mid card, maybe throw him in with the Intercontinental title a little bit. I would love to see him and like guys like Braun Breaker go at it, right? Braun Breaker obviously is, even though he's still fresh, he's somewhat of a well-established star in the company already. And I feel like that's something that they're not really doing, is pushing their mid-card. Literally, like the last month, you've just seen Braun Breaker on the sidelines, you know, in the crowd, you know, the last couple of weeks, right? There hasn't been any matches. Nothing important has been happening. So I'm hoping that they set something up for like, you know, main event on that Saturday that I'm going to be there. I'm hoping that they put together a few more good matches. But anyways, moving on, we did see Dominic Mysterio backstage with the Judgment Day. And again, I can't really show the clip here because I don't want to get the video taken down, but basically, you know, the new Judgment Day is what I like to call them. We're having like a little bit of a meeting backstage, and you know, Finn Balor, you know, talking with the boys, talking to Dirty Dom, saying, "Hey, you better, you know, I think you're in the doghouse." Basically, he's like, "Nah." He's like, "I'm good," and then he gives Liv some flowers, and she's like, "I'm not mad," like, you know, but you can totally tell that she's pissed off at Dom. And if you don't know why she's pissed off at Dom, because after she lost her title last week, Dom was in the ring with Rhea Ripley, and it seemed like he was trying to, you know, get Rhea's attention now that she has the title back in some way, and Rhea gave him the finger and gave him a nice low blow. So it looks like we got Mill Hustles in the house again. All right, welcome back, Mill Hustles.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I already kind of moved on from the Penta segment. Is there anything that you wanted to add to that before we get into the next one?
Nah. I look forward to seeing what they do with him. There's just one match I want to see. I don't know why, but I want to see him go against Nakamura.
That'll be interesting. It kind of sucks though, because Nakamura is like a SmackDown champion, you know, United States champion on SmackDown. So who knows? Maybe, you know, they might end up doing like some switches here, you know, before the cutoff. I don't know if that's going to happen, but, you know, I'm sure they'll eventually cross paths. Like there's a lot of like, I'm sure there's a lot of dream matches that a lot of people want to see with him and you know, Penta and other wrestlers out there.
Do you think he'll ever be WWE champion?
That's a very tough question, man. Honestly, I say if it does happen, it's only going to happen once, and that's it, man. And there has to be some sort of like, he's going to be like a transitional champion, like where he's only, champion for like a
WWE
month or
champion?
two. No,
You think he'll ever be?
I don't think. I think he'll be world heavyweight champion, but maybe never WWE champion. But I mean, you never know.
Never know.
You never know. I mean,
look at Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio was able to get it, and if you look at guys like Jinder Mahal, guys that probably you would have never thought would have won the WWE championship, then yeah, I mean, shit, they've put the belt on the Miz, so anything could happen. Anything could happen, right? It's just a matter of if and when, right? If and when it happens. But before you came in, I was discussing that I do see them pushing him into the mid card right away, right? Maybe him versus a Braun Breaker, right? To a certain extent, right? And maybe pushing Braun Breaker to his limits when it comes to like those type of matches, because you already know that Braun Breaker, he's like a speed king, right, in the ring. So he's a very fast guy in and out of the ring. So I wouldn't mind seeing.
Well, he should slow down.
He should slow down, but at the same time, I think that's part of his gimmick, like that he's fast and this and that.
I mean, the thing is that eventually that the wear and tear on his body that'll catch up to him, and he'll have to slow down regardless. So
yeah,
I'm surprised. I'm sure his uncles have told him like, "Hey, man, we want you to have a long career." So
Oh yeah,
well, I
don't think he's plagued by any injuries right now, and I think he's, for what it is, I think the matches that he's been in, they're not like super like high spotty. I was mentioning like some high spot matches that Penta was in AEW, and the fact that he had to kind of he's basically going to have to transition from that to kind of slowing it down and trying to adapt to the WWE style,
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm sure.
Because you're going to travel a lot more.
I'm definitely sure that Braun's.
That's the main thing.
If they feud, which I hope they do, I hope they give the belt to Penta right away, first of all, and then they kind of go back and forth with it, right, a little bit. That way, they can establish Braun like as kind of like the strong mid card guy right now. I mean, I don't want to see Braun lose the title too much, but I could see him like losing it like a couple more times before they possibly decide to put him in the title picture.
Yeah, I guess. I just want them I want them to let.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens, man. I definitely don't want Penta to lose. If they put him in that spot, so we'll see. Like I said, as long as they don't put him in a tag match, any type of tag match, then we should be good, man. I mean, I'm sure we'll see him and Rey Mysterio eventually, hopefully in like a very nice match, also, man. Because I was rewatching the Lucha Underground match with him and Rey Mysterio last night, man, and I was like, damn, bro, like these guys were going like hard in Lucha Underground, man. Still there? Oh, okay. I think he left. Okay, hold on. Sorry. I guess he disappeared on me again. I don't know what happened. I didn't even notice. But I guess he moved. Mill Hustles got another phone call or something like that. What happened, Mill Hustles? What happened? Sheesh. All right, let's see if he jumps back in here. If not, then we will continue to talk about that backstage segment with Dominic Mysterio and the Judgment Day. So yeah, basically, long story short, Dom is in the doghouse. He did give Liv Morgan flowers, but really, like, now that the Judgment Day is kind of like on the weaker side of the card now, I who knows what's going to happen. I really hope that they do push Dominic Mysterio away, and I could see guys like Dom going up against Penta, right, being disrespectful, because like there's so much mutual respect between Penta and Rey Mysterio, right, that there could be a good feud going on between him and Penta. And I could see Dominic putting Penta over like in a good series of matches also, but we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But anyways, guys, moving on to the next segment, right? You have Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser, right? So Sheamus is all over Kaiser, landing a flurry of strikes. The fight spills out of the ring. Sheamus continues his beatdown. Kaiser knocks Sheamus off the apron into the commentary desk. Kaiser kicks a chair into Sheamus's face. The IC champion Braun Breaker is watching the match from the crowd. So Kaiser works over Sheamus. Sheamus avoids a flying kick and lands the bro kick for the win. So yeah, definitely like, you know, they're trying. I feel like they are trying to push Sheamus back into the intercontinental picture also, which there's nothing wrong with that because that's a title. That's a title that Sheamus has never held, and I don't know. It's so weird seeing Sheamus now. Restream is trash. Okay, I don't know what RIT. Who's RIT?
Restream is trash. Fuck
Restream
Restream.
is trash. I'm sorry. Get on your laptop, man. Stop getting on your phone.
No, dude, it's for some reason it only works on Safari. Like it won't work on Chrome. Yeah. Everything gives me problems. It's weird.
Yeah, it's the same for me. It crashes on Chrome also. But yeah, man, one of these days you just got to get your computer set up, and even if you have your camera turned off, you know, just set it up, get yourself a nice little microphone, and you know, get it going.
Next time we'll do it, and I'll try it with the built-in microphone. We'll see.
Yeah, if not, I can send you a mic that I don't use, man, and it's pretty good quality.
Send me a phone you don't use either.
Oh my god! Well, if you pay me for the phone, maybe. What do you want?
Well,
you want the?
You're gonna give me a free mic? I'll take the free phone too.
You want the Motorola Edge, or you want the Motorola G Stylus 2024?
Got them both.
Oh my god! Well, then you don't need a phone already. Anyways, going back, this is not tech talk time. This is wrestling talk time. So again, I was going over the Intercontinental title picture over here. So you had Ludwig Kaiser versus Sheamus in a match. I don't remember if this was any type of qualifying match for the IC title, but Sheamus did get the victory on him, and it's just been one of those deals where Ludwig Kaiser has been kind of like, he's kind of getting a lot of heat with some of the talents, right? Sheamus firstly, right? But I think it's been an interesting dynamic for him because, you know, he's kind of trying to break out as his own guy, even though he's still, you know, with Gunther and Imperium, right? They're trying to break him out as a good single star, and I've been enjoying what I've been seeing so far. His intensity, his mannerisms, his promos. Also, what are your thoughts on that, Mr. RIT?
Yeah, they gotta completely separate them. The only way to do that is probably through a short feud.
Short feud, and separate him and
Gunther.
Well, they don't have heat with each other, luckily. So like they're still buddies.
No, but I mean they're always gonna. That's the thing. Like, you know, we're all gonna think, well, what about Gunther? Gunther's there.
Yeah,
he's getting overshadowed.
I don't know if I would use the word overshadowed, but I don't know, man. I mean, I think at the end of the day, we know that Gunther is going to be like the more popular or more guy, the guy that they push more rather than Kaiser right now, at least, right? I could see them feuding like a couple of years from now once it's like, you know, Gunther has established himself as like a top guy. And then Kaiser, you know, like it's one of those deals where they just continue to like, you know, he demeans him a lot and just makes fun of him for maybe losing all his matches and whatnot. And then Kaiser just finally, you know, says, fuck you, you know what I mean? And starts getting into it with him.
Oh, goodness. Kaiser. He's named after a bread roll.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I love bread roll.
The WWE, when they try to give like people real like sounding names, they just give people the most strange choices, you know. Like have you ever met someone named Baron Corbin or Kaiser or, you know, Elias Sampson? Like just the strangest names. Like they just look like, usually you can find the reference to whatever the name is in some kind of bad movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, you're right. I mean, it's like wrestling names are kind of weird, but at the same time, sometimes they stick. I can tell you all those names are better than Cope, okay? Cope.
Oh, poor guy, man. Honestly, like nowadays, bro, I used to be a huge fan of Edge, but now I see him and it's like, I'm just tired of you, dude.
Yeah.
And I kind of blame AEW for that.
Yeah, it's been not fun watching him in AEW so far, and the matches are not horrible, but it's just like the gimmick and everything like that. I don't know, man. There's just not. It's not sticking for me. It's not an attention grabber for me at the moment. But you know, he is a guy. He is a true veteran of the game. So we'll see what happens. Let's see what they do with him over the next year, right? Right now, I don't know what they're doing with him. He's kind of just feuding with everybody right now. So
Yeah.
let's see. But yeah, basically going back to the Intercontinental picture, you know, I definitely do see Kaiser, Sheamus, and Braun Breaker, you know, feuding for that title. That'll probably be the three main guys going for the IC title, and that will probably be a match leading into WrestleMania. I don't see Braun Breaker losing the title before Mania, but if it happens, it'll probably be like at Elimination Chamber, because sometimes they do throw the mid card into the Elimination Chamber match rather than like the world title you know, card. So I mean, I would be interested to see that, but at the same time, like, you know, now that Raw is on Netflix again, like I said, maybe we see guys like Penta you know, jump in there and take the title from Braun Breaker, or vice versa, right? We'll see. We will see. All right, so moving on, little backstage segment with Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins, obviously. And again, guys, if you guys are wondering which website I'm using WrestleZone.com for, you know, their little thing here. As far as like their recap. WrestleZone, yeah. I don't know. I usually use Bleacher Report, but guess we'll see what's up. But anyways, yeah,
you know, these wrestling websites,
oh,
they're either really crappy, like boring, or they have like one person that's just an obnoxious prick that just ruins the experience for everyone. Like, I used to, my favorite, when I stopped going to WrestlingInc.com because I got tired of the articles about like wrestlers paying their way into the headlines, and just seeing them all the time got annoying. So I quit visiting them. And I get it, it's a business. But I said, fuck this. And then I went to eWrestling News, and they have another weirdo journalist there. And now I'm looking for something else.
Well, there's so many websites. I think the only real one that I follow, and even though like they get a lot of criticism, is Fightful Wrestling. You know what I mean? But I really just mostly pay attention to like their Twitter page or their X page. When it comes to like news and stuff like that, I don't really go to their actual website. I don't really pay attention to like the Wrestling Observer or any other websites. Maybe what is it called, WrestleNomics, with the numbers and whatnot. Yeah, but anyways, moving on forward, like Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins have this little backstage segment. You know, Seth Rollins kind of gets into Zayn's face, saying like, you know, like, hey, you're really not going to stop helping Roman Reigns, are you? So they kind of get into it a little bit, right? Sami Zayn also saying like, hey, if you need anybody to talk to, like, I'm here for you, right? Because he's still kind of like that face guy that, you know, is trying to just be an overall nice guy, right? He's kind of like the Mick Foley of his generation, without being Mick Foley, obviously, I guess.
Without drawing the money. Without maybe draw. I don't know. Did Mick Foley draw? Being as over, without the crazy bumps, without the missing ear, the missing teeth, without having to give his opinion on everything nobody asked for. Okay, continue.
All right. Well, most of the people listening in probably won't know what you're talking about because they're Gen Alpha or Gen Zers, and they didn't live through that era either way. So. Yeah. Either way, no disrespect, but anyways, yeah, I mean, it's interesting, you know, Seth Rollins again getting in his ear saying like, oh, you're really gonna continue helping out Roman Reigns, and you're basically gonna still be a part of the bloodline, you know, because obviously Seth Rollins does hate the fact that, you know, Zayn is helping him out, right? I mean, they're buddies, man. A lot of these guys have known each other for years, so it's interesting like that you're starting to see like that backstage separation now, right? You know, guys that were friends now kind of turning enemies. Because of one person, right? Roman Reigns, who I feel like people like I feel like a lot of these guys are like just like made it seem like Roman Reigns was so bad, like he just like punished everybody, and like, you know, he was torturing people for years. You know what I mean? Like, was it really that bad? Like, you know, yes, he held the title for like 3 years, right? But like,
yeah, he was like a dictator of the WWE. Like, anybody that went against him, nobody was able to dethrone him until Cody. So I get it. I think it's, but it's not like I find it to be good writing.
But it's not like he like didn't give people chances to dethrone him either, right? You know, I mean, even when he was having drama with his family, you know, he would always go back and say, I'm doing this for my family. You know what I mean? And, you know, yes, maybe there were little things here and there that, you know, pissed people off, but like, I just never really saw it as bad as I guess other people are seeing it, I guess, you know what I mean?
Dude. Kim Jong-un also did it for his family, so I guess that doesn't really make him a bad guy either.
That's okay. You're comparing like a country dictatorship to WWE leadership. You're telling me that a lot of these guys, because of Roman Reigns, didn't get over, right? Are you saying that
it's all good writing, man?
Yeah,
but if Kim Jong-un decides to turn into the best, like the complete opposite of what he is. Of course, that would have to mean losing 400 pounds, but that's besides the point. Okay. I'm sure there would still be people a little upset at him.
Possibly, but even then, like look at what Reigns being at the top did for a lot of the talents, right? He got a lot of guys over, and he got people to pay attention. Again, example, Sami Zayn, right? Sami Zayn was kind of in a rut in his career, right? No one really was paying attention to him. Yes, maybe he had a couple of intercontinental titles, but his gimmick was really shitty, right? He was just like the guy that was just kind of there. And, you know, once he started kind of affiliating himself with the bloodline, you know, you kind of saw the type of guy that he was, the kind of character that he could be. And even after leaving the bloodline, right, after all that drama, right, you can kind of, you know, see the confidence that he has now in the ring as a promo person.
Well, it helped that he turned heel.
I mean, when did Sami Zayn ever really turn heel?
when he joined forces with Kevin Owens, and then he became the conspiracy theorist, and then the bloodline thing.
Well, yeah, but nobody really cared about the conspiracy theorist thing. That's what I was saying. Like,
no
one
but
gave a shit
even though
that.
It didn't really get over, it was good it happened because it gave him. It was able to rebrand him until we get what we got now, you know.
Exactly, and then look at guys like Jay Uso.
Bro, what's his name? Sami Zayn. Like, do you remember that time that Roman yelled at him? Like, well, he yelled at him several times, but the time he says, "Do you want to be the tribal chief?" Like he just screamed at him.
Yeah,
I feel like in real life, if I screamed at Sami Zayn, he would probably go off on me with tears in his eyes. Like, I believe that's how he really is. Like, he'd be like, "Yeah, don't talk to me like that.
Don't talk to me like that, please." No.
Who's the Sami Zayn of HEB?
The Sami Zayn of HEB? I don't know. Yeah. You're asking the wrong person, sir. You're asking the wrong person. Maybe it's me. Who knows? Maybe it's me. Maybe I have feelings that I just don't want to let out. Okay.
Well, you got to grow your red beard.
Oh my God, I can't even grow a beard to begin with. So, but yeah, I mean, like, look at the talents that got over during you know, the era of Reigns being there, right? You know, he had a lot of high profile matches. A lot of these guys are super over now, right? Guys like Jey Uso, right? Obviously a part of the family, right? But without you know,
Jey Uso is just he's a singer at a concert, and he throws concerts, but without any actual singing. That's what Jey Uso is. You know what I mean?
I guess. Well, not that I'm not like disagreeing with you or anything like that. But anyways, like, as far as his character goes, like, you know, the character development for him the last couple of years, a lot of people are, a lot of other, you know, podcasters, whatever, writers are saying that no one really could distinguish who Jimmy and Jey Uso were before they, you know, the bloodline angle started, right? Jay kind of became his own character, and Jimmy, even though Jimmy probably is the lesser of the two when it comes to like his own storyline, right? You know, you kind of now can distinguish, hey, this is Jimmy Uso, that's Jey Uso.
Oh, I could tell them apart easily, bro.
Yeah.
You know how I could tell them apart?
Well, the mullet.
No, Jay has big ass gums.
Oh, I guess. I don't know. I mean, when they were a tag team, I honestly always had a hard time distinguishing. And I was like, how the hell can Cole tell? You know what I mean? Like, when they're calling the matches,
he's looking at their gums,
especially when they were wearing the same outfits. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, because to some degree, both of them were, you know, wearing the same outfits for like a long time. But now, you know, now look at Jey Uso. He's going to have a world title match at Saturday Night Main Event. in a couple weeks, and I'll get to watch him lose against Gunther.
You know, I've never been a fan of twins in wrestling dressing the exact same way. It reminds me of a mother with toddlers or newborns, and it's like, oh, that's Jay and that's Jimmy. They're both dressed the same. Well, which one's which?
Understandable. Let's see. Okay.
What were we going to bring up? Did we bring up Corey Graves yet? We haven't.
We haven't gotten there yet, but I was getting towards the ending of the show, I guess.
What did you think of the IC match? I
the women's IC match?
Bored. There was a lot of crazy spots I saw.
Yeah,
I got kind of.
It wasn't a bad match, you know. I just really wish that they would have went with Dakota Kai instead of Lyra Valkyria, because like I feel like Dakota Kai needed the win more than Lyra, because Lyra like hasn't really had like a lot of struggle coming up like Dakota Kai has. Dakota Kai has gone through like several injuries, you know, dating back to NXT, you know, even coming into the main roster with Damage Control. You know, going back and forth with that, and you know, her character development has just, you know, it hasn't been there, but neither has Lyra's. Lyra's character development is just not there either. But I was like, at least, you know, if Dakota wins, you know, she has the backing of, you know, the Damage Control, right? You know, Io Sky and Kairi Sane. And, you know, maybe they can go back to the heelish version of Damage Control. Lyra is like, I mean, she's got a good look, don't get me wrong, but I just, you know, I'm just not really interested in Lyra like Valkyria.
I don't even remember who won.
It was Lyra. Yeah.
Was it the girl with the wings that won?
Yeah, it was the girl with the wings. The one that goes like this.
That's the only thing I remember.
The one that goes like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
so I mean,
my memory's kind of bad. Was it this week that The Rock was on Netflix and he was interacting with Cody in the crowd, or was that last week?
No, that was last week.
Okay, real quick on that. I don't understand that. These guys were like feuding with each other to like the point of hatred.
Yeah.
And it's like everything is all good now. Like what the hell? What? I don't get that. That's weird booking.
Super weird booking. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with that. I feel like there's going to be something that happens maybe prior to Mania. Maybe. I don't know. It's because like now that Cena's back, you know, I feel like they're going to focus on the Cena farewell tour, rather than, how do you say, focusing on The Rock being the final boss and kind of having that heat with Cody. But maybe they're saving that. Maybe they're saving that for like SummerSlam. What was that? Can you hear? Are you still there? You're cutting out, amigo. Can you hear me? All right. Well, while Mill Hustles, aka Gil Heyman, gets his stuff situated, I am going to read a comment here by Sammy J, saying, "I feel like Penta should debut as a heel. Kind of tired of all the new wrestlers starting off as face." I mean, I'm sure down the road it might or will happen. I mean, Penta, I mean, just because the fans are cheering him, that doesn't mean he's a face. I mean, it could lead into something else a little bit later on, maybe, you know, especially like I said, you know, once they get to that feud with him and Rey Mysterio, like that's going to be like a legendary feud. Hopefully it'll be something fun to watch. But like right now I can see him as a face, you know, fighting, going up against guys like Dominic Mysterio, right? Because like there's history there with, you know, him and Rey. So again, thanks for the chat, by the way, Samuel J. I appreciate it, man. Thanks again. We have 5 people in the house. If you guys can give us a like on the video, if you guys haven't already. And it looks like Mill Hustles is having technical difficulties on his end again. Let me bring him back in really quick. Hold on 1 second. There you go.
What happened?
I don't know. It was working fine with me. You were the one that got kicked out.
Stupid pussy ass app.
Oh my god. Forget Restream. It's YouTube. It's not Restream, okay?
Oh, okay. Well, they could both suck one. Anyway, where were we at? The whole weird
you were talking about Cody and The Rock and how like they were just kind of shaking hands and giving each other hugs.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, well, you know, I think it's going to be something that we see happen later on if there is any sort of like tension between The Rock and Cody, right? Maybe it's not happening right now, but maybe they're saving it. Maybe they're not saving it for Mania. Maybe they want to book something for like SummerSlam or something else. That's assuming that The Rock can even wrestle, right? I mean, we don't know. I don't know if he's working on any booking movies or anything like that.
Look, I was a huge fan of The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not like I started watching wrestling during the Attitude Era again because of The Rock. He was a big part of that. This time, like after that shit happened in that promo on last week's Raw, The Rock feels like that uninvited guest that goes to a party where everybody's like, "Why is this person here? We didn't invite him. Who told him about this place? Well, can they leave?" That's how I felt. After that promo, and then after that that thing with Cody, and then him putting the Oofa Loofah whatever thing,
the Ula Luffy,
the Laugh-A-Palooza on Roman.
Sheesh. I mean, it is what it is. I didn't even get to talk about that. Well, that was last week, but I was like, I didn't really care for the match to begin with. Him versus Solo Sikoa, him just being the tribal chief again. But if you watched The Rock's promo, he did hint that he has high chief status, right? That means that the high chief is above the tribal chief. So I mean, if you guys follow any of that, but anyways, we do have somebody in the chat asking a question here, Mill Hustles. Maybe you can answer for us. Who is the most overrated wrestler on the roster right now? I'll give you my opinion on that. LA Knight is the most overrated wrestler on the roster right now.
You know what, man? That's kind of hard to answer because there's so much underwhelming shit going on.
Yeah.
I can't really answer that.
Yeah, well, for me, it's LA Knight just because, all he is to me right now, and he has been, is just the catchphrase, right? And yes, maybe he can talk a little bit, right? But I don't know, his character just never has interested in me. And then in the ring, also his ring matches, they're just not fun to watch. I just have never been into his like wrestling style. I don't know if that makes any sense, right? But I just have not been a fan of him in the ring as well. I know right now he's feuding with Nakamura for that U.S. title to get that U.S. title back, but I just haven't really been interested in that to begin with.
I mean, I was saying this a long time ago when they had the program between LA Knight and Roman. I said, this is too soon. You're going to kill his momentum.
And they did.
Who won the pony?
Right. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I didn't see a reason for that specific match to happen either. Back then, I guess that was already since 2022, no? Or did that happen last year? No, it was 2022. It was like late 2022 when LA Knight was kind of getting over pretty big on SmackDown, and then once he lost, what happened? His momentum dropped big time, and it took him kind of a while to bring that momentum back up in all of 2023 until finally he won the United States Championship. But even by then, I was just like, I don't really care anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyways, that's my pick for most overrated wrestler on the roster. Again, Samuel, thanks again for commenting, man. I really appreciate it. Going back to the card, though, again, Lyra Valkyria is the new Women's Intercontinental Champion. We'll see what the mid card holds for the females now, because now they're actually going to have to utilize their woman in more than one way, right? For people that are trying to get into the world title picture now, and now that mid card title. And who cares about the tag team championships right now? Who does? Still there, Mill? Are you still there?
Yeah. I'm just trying to think who the most overrated wrestler is.
Oh, you're still thinking about it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, while we are, I guess getting back into while you're thinking about that, I guess we can go over the street fight, which was the main event of Finn Balor versus Damian Priest. Again, it's not really a match I cared about, but both of these guys have been getting into each other's business the last couple of months, especially Finn Balor interfering with Damian Priest's matches. But basically, Damian Priest does get the win over Finn Balor in the end. It was like a street fight, so people got involved, right? Carlito, JD McDonuts, and then you have the current tag team champions, get in there as well, and fighting off the Judgment Day, helping them out a little bit, right? The War Raiders. And again, not like a high spotty match or anything. I feel like it's just your typical Damian Priest and Finn Balor match. It wasn't bad. I just really wasn't interested in the match. I just really didn't care about it. I feel like they are trying to keep Balor and Priest relevant, but it's like, okay, like they can't really do much with them if they're not in the title picture right now. So I guess we'll see what happens going forward. I mean, obviously the Rumble is just a few short weeks away as well. So we'll see how that goes. Are you still thinking about that person, the most overrated talent?
Yeah, but I'm able to see. I'm able to continue. I'll keep it in mind.
All right, so you can keep it in mind. So yeah, basically that's going to be the end of Raw.
Oh goodness!
And
the
Raw
most
was
overrated wrestlers.
Yeah,
are not even in WWE.
There you go. Yeah, I would agree that some of the most overrated wrestlers are not in WWE.
Oh yeah. Wow, yeah, I can name about 10 of them.
So the show, a lot of people thought it was going to be 3 hours, but no, the show actually ended at about 2.5 hours. So what are your thoughts on them kind of like seemingly ending the show early? Like if they don't have enough talent to put 1 or 2 more matches on.
I mean, it's they're not on cable TV no more for Raw, so they can kind of play with that time. They can do 1 hour 1 week. They can do 4 hours 1 week.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I highly doubt that you see them go to 1 hour, right? I mean,
no, I mean, you never know. Yeah. It could be like, hey,
right?
This happened. This is happening, so we're only doing Raw for 1 hour.
1 hour special edition.
Yeah, but yeah, with them being off of cable TV, they got flexibility. I mean, they're going to have to continue with the TV time standards for SmackDown.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all. Hell, if this is a successful enough relationship, I wouldn't be surprised if in a couple years, you know how long the USA contract is for not NXT, for SmackDown? Because I know CW got NXT.
Yeah.
Like, can you pull that up?
I can look for it. Let me see. What is the contract?
When I hear you type, it sounds like you're just typing a bunch of, like, you're just pretending to type. I don't know why.
I'm not pretending to type. I actually am typing. Okay, so according to recent announcements, the contract for SmackDown on the USA Network is for 5 years. The deal is valued at $1.4 billion. So after those 5 years, we're going to pretend that that's the right number. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's a good enough relationship, they move SmackDown over to Netflix too.
Well, internationally, SmackDown is on Netflix, so this is just in the US. I don't know if it pertains to North America in general, but like internationally, you have all the shows on Netflix already. So like SmackDown, NXT, and I believe Raw are all on net. All accessible.
Hell, you know who could get them after 5 years as well? I heard you on the part of the international thing, but this is but the point I'm trying to make is Disney Plus in some international markets has the WWE network like Peacock does.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
So hell, they could get SmackDown here as well.
I mean, who knows? I mean, in 5 years is a long time, so who knows what could happen in between that time? But yeah, we might see a shift from WWE being on any type of network or cable television to just being specifically streamed online. So especially because that gives more people the option to watch. I mean, look at that first night of Monday Night Raw; they got 4.9 million views. If it was just
they haven't had that number in forever.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine if it was an actual like if it was a regular USA Network Raw, they probably only would have hit like 1.2, maybe 1.3, maybe as far as viewership. So them being on the streaming platforms is a lot better for them.
But the thing about it though is that I don't think Nielsen ratings will count that.
Yeah.
But with it being so much more accessible, and then you got to also look at it like this, like people aren't talking about this. In USA, there's people that are not creative working there. So when WWE is your number one show, but the creative absolutely sucks, USA is like, oh, we don't know anything about that. We're just selling ads. But at
Right.
Netflix, you have creative people working there, and I would not be surprised if there's somebody that will tell the executives at the WWE, hey, your show is freaking boring, and we're losing viewership.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could happen.
If you, let's say you got a job with Netflix, Mike, and they said, Mike, you said you're a wrestling fan. What do you think of the show so far? And let's pretend they were booking like 10 years ago USA when it was just you were bored to tears. What would you say?
Shit. That's a freaking good question, man, honestly. You're right. I mean, I'm a little dumbfounded, I guess, by the question.
But I'm just saying, though.
Yeah.
It could happen now.
Yeah.
You know, somebody at Netflix corporate is a wrestling fan or knows about creative, and they'll tell them, hey, your fucking show sucks.
Yeah.
You know, and remember, it's a 10-year deal, but they can end it in 5 years.
Yeah, that I know it is optional, so we'll see what happens. And you're right. Either way, like I think WWE, whether they stay on Netflix or if they leave, you know, they're going to make money. And if they don't stay on Netflix, they'll end up somewhere else. You know, you never know. They could end up like on Hulu or like you said, Disney Plus. You know, Disney Plus could pick them up, or hell, even Amazon, right? You know, maybe Jeff Bezos decides, hey, we're gonna take the reign and we're gonna take over here. So
yeah, and Hulu. Doesn't Hulu used to get SmackDown or Raw replays? I don't think
they did. They don't. Yeah, ever since they signed the deal with Netflix, they took them off actually. So I actually would watch the Raw and SmackDown replays, and they were commercial free, man. That's what I loved about them, because if I missed Raw or SmackDown, I was able to watch the next day, and I was like, man, I'm so glad, because you know, a 3-hour show for Monday Night Raw turned into an 1.5-hour show. You know,
let's talk about streaming real quick.
All right.
All right, we got to throw a little tech into the conversation. I apologize, audience. But
the two people watching.
Okay. I have Peacock. But I don't pay for Peacock, and I have Peacock Premium, the one that has no ads.
Okay.
The reason I get it for free is because I pay for a friend's YouTube Premium membership. And his part's only $5. So he says, cover me on YouTube Premium. I mean, technically, you'd have to give me $2 a month for a Peacock because it's $15 a month. But he's like, I don't care. I'm not tripping. So I get Peacock and YouTube Premium. What else do I get? I have Amazon Prime for free because of Metro. I had HBO Max for free, but I changed the plan on Cricket. And I have Netflix right now because I paid for a month, whatever. All right, what's your breakdown
on like what I'm
your streaming
using
subscriptions?
Oh, okay. So I have Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus bundled together. I'm paying like maybe like $17 for that.
But is that no commercials?
The Hulu is no commercials, so I am actually paying like a little extra. Disney Plus, I don't believe I get commercials on Disney Plus, at least to my knowledge. I don't really watch ESPN Plus, so the app's there, I just don't use it. Max, I have it, but it's under my sister's account, so I don't pay for that one because they use my accounts. So I pay for Hulu, and then I pay for Netflix, and I'm paying for Amazon Prime as well. So, and I pay for cable.
My mom has Disney Plus for my daughter.
Okay.
But she lets me access it.
Okay.
Because she uses my Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
And then my mom has Paramount Plus through Walmart Plus. At Walmart, she gets it for free.
Same, yeah. Because I do the Walmart deliveries, I get Paramount Plus for free, basically. Also, I forgot about Paramount Plus.
Oh, okay, interesting.
I don't use it though. Like I rarely ever get on. I think I used it like a couple weeks back to watch like Interstellar.
But yeah, right now I'm working on how to get HBO Max and Hulu. I'm gonna try to join somebody's thing because I want all the streaming services. I just don't want to pay full price, and I won't pay full price.
Just get your Fire Stick hacked. You know what I mean? I don't know if people still do shit like that or not.
I don't know if people still do that.
Yeah, but anyways, yeah, I think I'm only paying I'm paying for those 3, but shit, I need to see if I'm actually subscribed to anything else. Like
And then I pay $1 a month for iCloud.
Oh yeah, same.
I pay $1 a month for Outlook, or not Outlook, OneDrive.
Yeah, I'm paying for Google Play, I guess, Drive or whatever. I think I'm paying like $2 a month. I'm paying $1 for the Apple, and then I'm paying half of a YouTube Premium subscription with Luttrell, because Luttrell has me on his YouTube Premium, so I give him like half. I give him like $12, I think, a month for that. Also, so damn, man, I have too many.
One of y'all need to join my thing and pay $4 and something.
Oh my god! Well, I might tell him, hey, take me out.
No. Also, I have like four Google One memberships, which is Drive, Photos, whatever. 3 of them are free through Metro, and one of them I pay like $2 a month for.
Oh gosh. Yeah, as far as like Drive accounts, I just really have Google Drive, and that's it. I mean,
well, if you pay for that, then you're paying technically for Google One.
Yeah, I'm paying for Google One, I guess. So I think I pay like $1 or $2 a month. I need to double check, but
all of mine are on the same day.
Oh yeah.
I try to pay all my bills on the 25th of every month.
Oh shit, yeah. No, yeah, mine are kind of like spaced out, but like within a couple days of each other. So I don't really pay attention too much to it anymore. Like my sister gives me a little bit of money for like the Amazon Prime and the Hulu, because she does use my Hulu ad-free version.
Man, you gotta add me to your Hulu.
How much if you're gonna, I think I'm paying like $17 or $18 a month, because I have bundled with Disney. Here's the thing
though, man. Like, if you were to let me on there, like I'm sorry, bro, I'll pay you on the 25th. That's what I'll pay.
No, like my payment goes out like on the 21st, I think. So that would be fine with me. I just need to figure out my password and shit like that, because and I would have to add like a guest, I guess, to it. I guess.
That's what I do. Like with Netflix, like I'm not keeping Netflix because they're so restricted on how many accounts you can have. But my brother is on Netflix right now with me, but we're not going to keep it.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, but I mean, you can watch there. Like, you can get your Monday Night Raw fix on like there's websites that you can watch that on, low key, and you can watch it live also. Like there's people that stream it. It just depends. You just need to know the right website. But anyways, I
got Peacock and all that shit too, man.
Yeah, I pay. I think I pay for the cheap Peacock. I think I only pay like $5 or $6 a month. It used to be like premium, but I guess they changed the package.
I got the high price thing. I got Peacock mainly for The Office, 2.5 Men, and a couple of other shows. And then I didn't get Netflix for Raw. I got Netflix to watch Terminator Zero, Squid Games, Seinfeld.
Damn, that's old school.
I love Seinfeld.
That is old school, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's a horrible version of the little music
guitar.
that they play. Yeah, that's horrible.
The thing I love about the Seinfeld guitar is like it's just not catchy at all.
Yeah, it's just like like a little random riff. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Like it's like really bad. But I know I knew where you were going there. So yeah, man, shit, dude. I probably pay like at least $100 in subscriptions a month, man. Not including my cable, man. My cable and internet is like another $100. So but I don't really watch TV anymore. It's just
we pay like 90 something just for Spectrum.
Yeah, like I think I pay like $112 or something, but like our internet is discounted because my dad like has like a senior like assistance program thing going on. And then like the cable actually costs more than the internet. I think we're paying like $50 or $60 for the internet or for the cable. I'm sorry.
How about your cell phone bills?
My main line is Visible. I pay $25 because I get like the discount because people use my promo code. So I'm on the $45 plan, But how do you say again? Because people use my promo codes, I only pay 25, and my mom only pays like 15 because I put out one of her codes and she gets a discount on it.
Like
Yeah.
me, I pay 120. Well,
Yeah.
it's 160 a month for Metro
Yeah.
because I pay. Let's see, I pay 100 for my 3 lines. I pay $20 for my daughter's tablet, and then my mom pays $40 for her line. Yeah, then I also have Cricket, which is 120 every 3 months.
Damn.
So yeah,
I mean, I do have like I have Helium as my I have 2 visible lines just for me, and then I have currently 2 Helium lines because I am trying to like do the mapping and stuff on it. And I actually ordered a hotspot so I can actually like get like more tokens from using the hotspot basically.
yeah.
So I'm gonna have like more than one line here at home using the hotspot, man. So hopefully I'm making that money. And then I have like a friend that lives in an apartment, like a big apartment complex. So once I make enough money to buy another hotspot, I'm gonna ask them if I can like put the hotspot there at like their place. You know what I mean? So that way I can like try to make a little more money there as well. See how that goes.
Can you get the hotspot without having a line of service?
What was that again?
Can you get the hotspot without having a line of service?
What do you mean without having a lot of service? Like without having
a line of service. Like let's say I just want the hotspot and no phone line.
You can, but the thing is like if you have a phone line, like and you turn off your Wi-Fi and it connects to the hotspot, you're basically like, how do you say, like mining, I guess. It like helps you mine the tokens or whatever, so you get money out of it also. But yeah, you can have the hotspot without having a Helium line. Like a lot of people are doing that and they're making like a lot of money, dude, honestly.
Gotcha.
Especially in the big cities. Like I'm trying to get into that, man, because it's like shit, dude. Like that's how they're building their network. They're depending on people like to put out the hotspot. Like I'm just using an indoor hotspot for me, but like you have people that deploy the outdoor hotspots that have like a lot more range, you know?
What does the device look like?
Let me get on the website really quick and I will show you. Hold on. Let's go ahead and get off of this really quick. I love how we turned this from a wrestling talk to, how do you say? From wrestling talk to this. Hold on one second. Let's see. Can I? Shit. It's too big. Hold on. Can you see the screen or not? There you go. Okay, so let's see. Let's go to hotspots. So this is the one that I'm ordering. That's an indoor hotspot, but they have an outdoor one that you can like put, like you can set up. So the indoor it's up to 150 feet indoors and approximately 330 or 3,300 square feet, I guess. It's made to be put in like cafes, shops, restaurants, you know, stuff like that, malls maybe. It says mount on a ceiling or wall, power over Ethernet supported. So that's what that one looks like. But I did want to get the outdoor one, but they're $500, dude. They're expensive. But like, let's say you live like in a big metropolitan area like this, and like, look at that. Like you can just set it up like outside your apartment or put it on a pole and get it set up, man. It says up to 800 feet with line of sight. Still there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, basically like, you know, if you like live in a big apartment complex or like, you know, or if you have a house, then you can put it out like on a big pole. You know, people will be able to connect to it but obviously they have to be Helium customers, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's like a coverage map that you can actually like see. I'll send you the link.
They use T-Mobile.
Yeah, no, but there's a coverage map that tells you like where the hotspots are in your city, basically. Gotcha. So like mine like where I live, like where I live, there's not one like they're like set up in like octagons, I guess, or whatever. There's not one in my where I live.
Like, what is your main line of service? Like, what carrier?
Visible.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I
Visible
use
is
Visible.
not good at my house, bro.
Yeah,
Verizon, I don't know
yeah.
what happened, but they're just not good where I live anymore.
The only reason why I'm staying with Visible for now is because again, Helium does it does throttle you after like what 30 gigs. I think it's 28 gigabytes actually of data. And I definitely use a lot more than 30 gigs of data. So, but I am using them like as my secondary and backup lines now. So like I bought I don't know if you've been paying attention to my channel, my tech channel, but I bought an unlocked phone, a cheapy unlocked phone. I already have Helium on it. I have Helium on another phone, and then I'm gonna actually have Helium on my Pixel 7 Pro. So I'm gonna have 3 lines running Helium, and I'm just gonna like
you never have multi-line on your iPhone.
Like, what do you mean?
One eSIM?
Oh, I could set that up on my phone also. I just haven't yet. So yeah, I'm kind of waiting to do that just because. But yeah, I am gonna eventually set up like the eSIM because I'm pretty sure my iPhone has a physical SIM with the visible line, so I can actually set up eSIM with Helium as well and try that out. So, but like I want to buy like a fanny pack and just start like taking the phones everywhere with me basically, so I can map and earn rewards and then just like pay for the service using the rewards and just whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Yes sir. But yeah,
but nah, man, find out about that the Hulu thing, man, and I'll send you some money tonight.
Well, I just need to get my password. I mean, I know my email address for it. I just need to get my password because I always like change my passwords and I just really don't know what mine is. I just had to add an account. It's just that I have like 3 family members on it. So I use it, my sister uses it, one of my nephews uses it, and my brother uses it. So I need to ask my brother if he's still using it. If not, that way I can take him off and add another name because I don't remember how many like users you can put on there,
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would just add a guest. Who the hell is O'Reilly? Riley is adding me on Snapchat. I don't know any Rileys. Heck no.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of random people adding me
on
Snapchat. But yeah, man, I'm out of here, bro. Anything else before we roll?
Well, we failed to talk about the Corey Graves stuff. I don't know if you want to talk about that really quick.
Bro, like I don't know why Corey Mark behavior, bro. I'm pretty sure him getting demoted, quote unquote, to NXT. Oh my goodness, my salary stays the same and I have to work less. It's the end of the world.
Right, like he's under contract, so like he knows what's going on. Maybe it's a work though, man. Maybe they're just trying to set something up between him and like Pat McAfee later on, maybe. But it's like, okay, like if you get to be like, I don't know, man. Like to me, it's just dumb. Like you're getting paid the same, and yes, maybe they're throwing you in on a 3-man team instead of a 2-man team. But it's like, hey, man, like they trust you enough to go back to NXT and help them out. You know what I mean? It's like, and it might not be Triple H's decision. It might be network decision. It
could be what Jim Ross would have to say about that.
Right. And for now, it's just like whatever, like, whatever happens. Just go with it. Like you said, you're getting paid the same.
What if your boss told you, Mike, hey, you know what, Mike, we're going to have you move to this department. It's way, way, way less work. We're still going to pay you the same. You're going to make the same amount of hours. Even if you don't work 40 hours, we'll still pay you 40 hours.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would definitely take the easier schedule, man, honestly. You know what I mean? And that's just that. Like, again, like, I don't know, like I don't see what's wrong with it. I mean, I guess I can say, like, his line of work, that got him to where he was, it wasn't horrible. Like, a lot of people say that he's like the top heel commentary guy, like in all of the companies right now, but I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, I really enjoyed him more when he was on commentary on NXT, as a color commentator. But now that he's transitioned to the main roster over the last couple of years, like I really just haven't not been enjoying it as much. But it is what it is. He's got a lot of experience, and I mean, hopefully he doesn't end up leaving the company. If he does, well, maybe we'll see him in like TNA or maybe AEW Collision, something like that. I mean, who knows? But apparently he is cleared to wrestle also now, so he can get back in the ring as well.
And also, if he decides to leave the WWE, see, like I'm a picky kind of guy. If they were to get me a really, really cool name, wrestling name, and my real name is not cool at all, I'll admit that, I would try to stay with that company for a long time just to keep that cool wrestling name, because eventually I'm gonna try to get that name trademarked, and I might change my name legally to it. Just saying.
Yeah. No, it's understandable. I mean, hey,
Yeah.
I mean,
look at Cody Rhodes. When he went to AEW at first, he was only when he left WWE and went to TNA and then Ring of Honor, he could only go by Cody.
Yep.
You know, I was surprised he didn't go by Cody Runnels.
Yeah.
His dad's last name. I would have did that in the meantime, but eventually it worked out to where he owns the name Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they WWE felt like that they should just give it to him, right? Obviously, so yeah, I mean, it's understandable, man. I mean, who knows what they're gonna do with Corey Graves, though. I mean, like I said, I don't really care, man. Like honestly, like the commentary teams, they've been switching them up too much over the last 6 months. I just don't care what's happening, as long as they don't suck, right? So as long as there's entertainment and added value when when they're calling the matches. Other than that, like I don't care who it is, honestly. Bring back Vampiro, man. Bring back Matt Stryker over here.
All right.
I would love to have those guys. I mean, if you go watch Lucha Underground episodes, man, those guys were a dynamic duo.
I'm surprised how good Vampiro was on commentary because that guy used to cut some of the worst promos.
Yeah.
And shout out to Vampiro. I have met Vampiro a few times. Very nice guy. One of my favorite wrestlers in WCW when I first saw him, but his promos were not good, and he'll tell you that himself.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, definitely, his commentary style and well, I was gonna say Ring of Honor. What the fuck? Lucha Underground was very good. I really enjoyed it. And I know.
There was a time Ring of Honor was. There was a time I liked Ring of Honor very casually. Very casually.
All righty. Well, anything else before we get off here today, Mr. Mel?
Anything else?
Thanks for saving the stream, by the way. I was really only going to do like a 30-minute stream, but you came in and we were able to chat for a little bit. So again, thanks again for coming in to episode 2 of the DLP.
Oh, that's right, the Deathlock podcast. I got to remember
the DLP, the DLP Deathlock podcast.
Yeah.
You were like, what the fuck is that? When I messaged you the other day, I was like, that's the YouTube channel.
Yeah, but I'll try to come in a little more, but
yeah,
I just hope I don't get the show pregnant.
Well, I need to grant you access. That way you can start posting like little mini clips or shorts, whenever you want.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, get some rest, man. I don't know if you're working later on tonight, but if you are, get some rest.
Oh no, I'm good today.
All right. Well, sounds good. Well, hit me up, man. Send me those memes. All right.
All right. Bye.
All right, you guys take it easy. Thanks again for joining in on the DLP episode 2.